There are 5 things that you need to make sure you address and check in on to make sure the body gets healed.
Cool.
You want me to go through those?
Please, that sounds awesome.
Absolutely. The first thing is the gut, the gastrointestinal system. Okay.
Some people call that the second brain.
Second brain, absolutely. Why do they call it the second brain? Because it has almost as many nerves as the actual brain going on in the gut. And a ton, if not the majority, of serotonin is made in the gut, happy hormone is made in the gut, and same with a lot of other neurotransmitters. So you have a lot of nervous system tissue in the gut. If you think about how we kind of address the gut and how we talk about the gut, I got an upset stomach thinking about that, or I'm sick to my stomach thinking about that, or I got a bad feeling in my gut about this guy. Right? That's how we kind of talk about the gut and the brain connection. But the biggest thing you need to fix with someone in regards to their gut is the microbiome. And, I don't know how familiar you are with the microbiome, but the microbiome is composed of about 100 trillion bacteria, right? And this bacteria, we're finding out more and more, is one of the things that truly controls the body. I can't tell you how many people have come into my practice with gut issues, and they've had colonoscopies and endoscopies and been on so many different medications and nothing's working. And then we finally get in there and fix their microbiome, and the problems are gone, the medications are gone.
Wow.
So it truly is, I'll go as far as saying, the root cause of the majority of all diseases. And this is backed by Harvard-based studies. You can Google leaky gut or gastrointestinal permeability, or numerous other things, and you'll see tons of studies.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. What do we got?
Number 2, hormones. Right. There are 50 major hormones in your body. I believe there's more, we just haven't discovered them yet, but 50 that we know of. And hormones are, if you think about it, the communicators of the body. This is how the body talks to itself, right? A lot of people, when they think of hormones, they think of babies, periods, muscles, and sex, right? But hormones do so much more. 400 different things. Every hormone does 400 different things in your body, right? This is how your body talks to itself. So if you feel your body is broken down, if you feel like, the most common thing I hear people say is, I feel like I'm a shell of myself, or there's some variation of that. I feel like I'm 20 years older than I am.
100%. Right. So true.
Anyone who says that, automatically, I can guarantee you they have a hormone dysfunction.
And testing for hormone dysfunction is as easy as running a set of tests and you come back with the answer.
It is.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hormones, depending on your age, do change, right? In women, especially when they're going through their period, or if they're pregnant or things like that. In men and postmenopausal women, you kind of see a little bit more of a regularity. But sometimes you need to check them multiple times. But yeah, it is simply as easy as just getting a blood test. Or, it could also be tested in urine and saliva. There's so many ways to test it. I personally test through blood.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So balancing out hormones. And the way you balance out hormones, there's numerous ways to balance out hormones. But I'm telling you, if you don't fix your gut, the gut regulates the hormones.
Right. So that's why you focus on the order of things. Correct. Got it. So it's specific to fix this first so that this can work down the line.
Right. The only downside to that is your hormones also help fix your gut. So you kind of have to do it all at the same. What I tell people is, you can't just fix gut, or just fix hormones, or just fix this, or just fix that. You honestly do have to fix everything at the same time, but you do have to baby step it.
If I could back up just a second on the first, which is fixing the gut.
Yeah.
Is that traditionally done with just modifying the diet, either taking things away, adding things? Is it supplement based? Like, how does one, quote, fix the gut? Or what's the process?
Right. So you have to figure out what's going on first. There's so many reasons why the gut could be off. It could be something you're eating. It could be too much good bacteria. Could be too much bad bacteria. It could be a parasite. Could be you don't have enough stomach acid. Or it could be all of them. Right?
I see.
So the reason I do such in-depth testing, and I do stool testing, that's how you really test the microbiome. You really have to figure out what is the problem, what is causing the imbalance.
I see.
Otherwise, you're just guessing.
Right.
And that's where people are taking, there's a million different probiotics. Which one should you take?
Right.
A million different diets. Which one should you follow?
Right.
It becomes impossible.
You really are not going to know the answer to that until you do some pretty hard core testing.
yes.
All right, super cool. Number 3.
Number 3. And I get a laugh when I say this to people. I have to get rid of all your stress.
Right? Sign me up.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I caveat that by saying I can't get rid of your emotional stress. So in my opinion, there's 3 types of stress in this world. Emotional, physical, chemical. Okay? Because I'm not a guru or Jesus or Tony Robbins or even a licensed therapist, I'm not your emotional health guy.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong, just because I don't do it doesn't mean I don't think it's important.
Right.
It's hugely important. So however you need to fix your mental health, do that.
And so that would be like past traumas, or it could be you're in the middle of a divorce, or something that is causing you stress right now.
Right. If you don't fix your mental health or your chronic or acute stress, you will never get healthy.
Got it.
Right. And whether you're talking about chronic pain, diabetes, heart disease, you name it, stress is a killer.
Right. And it's so interesting because in a lot of the discussions we speak about that relationship between thoughts and how it manifests in the body. Right. And so what you're saying is it's huge.
It's huge.
Got it. So what's the the other 2 types of stressors?
So then there's physical and chemical. So physical stress being chronic pain, nutrient deficiencies, not being able to sleep at night, hormone imbalances, gut issues, all the things.
Right.
So my job is literally to go through your body with a fine-tooth comb, find all those problems and fix it to whatever ability we can.
I see.
You know, sometimes things are genetic and you can't necessarily fix them.
Sure.
But you can fix what's called the epigenetics of it. And you know, I don't know if you have anyone on this talking about epigenetics.
Yeah.
But
fascinating.
You know, those are the things. And then chemical stress. And this is something that a lot of people outside of my realm don't think about, is all the toxins.
The things you wash your laundry with, the Swiffers that you use, the air fresheners in your car, all those things.
Right. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it makes our lives super convenient, and I don't take me back to the 1700s either.
Right.
But we have to find a balance, and what I tell people is if you're healthy, you know, we all get exposed to the same toxins, but if we're healthy, generally we can get rid of this stuff. But if you're dealing with leaky gut, hormone issues, nutrient imbalances, all the things that we're talking about, your body cannot get rid of these toxins, and it's amazing the amount of toxins I find in people's body every
So it's
day.
that thing like mold?
Yes.
Mold, you've heard of that as a big deal. And
that's a big thing I treat here is mold toxicity. And a lot of people think, well, we're in Colorado, it's dry, it's arid. Well, mold will literally start growing in 48 hours of a house being flooded, no matter what environment you're in. Yeah. So mold is a huge thing. Heavy metal toxicity, pollutions, plastics, pesticides, you name it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So that's, okay, so it's the gut.
Yeah.
It's second one is
hormones.
The third is
stress reduction.
Stress, and stress is broken down into 3 different subcategories.
Huge. You know, everyone automatically goes to emotional stress when I say stress reduction, but I'm also talking about the physical and chemical stress.
That makes so much sense. All right, hit me with number 4.
Number 4. I have to make sure your body can now get rid of all these stresses, right? I have to make sure your body can detoxify. Now, let me just explain detoxification real quick, because that's a buzzword that gets misused, I think. I am not talking about juice fasting or cleanses or sticking a hose up your rear end. Now, don't get me wrong, that's worked for some people and it has its place, but that's not what I'm talking about. Again, miraculous machine. If you give your body what it needs, it can do and get rid of whatever it needs to get rid of.
Got it.
Right? Think about how you get stuff out of your body: pee, poop, sweat.
Right.
You have to make sure that those 3 systems and everything associated with those 3 systems are working. Right? And so the biggest reason I see people not detoxifying is their gut's messed up. Right? They're not eliminating appropriately, or they have something called leaky gut, or they don't have the nutrients to make their liver, kidneys, skin work effectively.
Got it.
It all comes down to, and if you really want to boil down what I do, my job is to fix mitochondria. Again, this is another buzzword in medicine nowadays. If you really want to fix someone, you have to make sure their mitochondria are working appropriately.
And if I go back to high school biology, that's the powerhouse of the cell. That's the energy. It creates ATP. ATP is what drives us all. So you fix mitochondria.
Yes.
Interesting.
That is truly, again, if you want to boil down what I do, that's what I do.
All right, hit me with number 5.
Number 5. And, you know, I'll tell you, this made my list, but it is at the end for a reason. Exercise.
Right,
Okay,
movement.
movement, mobility. And when I say exercise, that scares people sometimes because they automatically go to, oh, I need to be a marathon runner or an Ironman or woman.
Right.
No, that's not what I'm talking
Go
about.
take a walk
Go
outside.
take a walk, right? Dance, hike,
Right.
whatever's exercise to you. Are you doing it right for your body right now? That's what I need to figure out. The last thing you want to do with a broken down body is push it too hard. Imbalanced hormones, not sleeping well, not getting enough nutrients. The last thing you want to do is push too hard with exercise. So our job is to kind of figure out what is the right exercise for you right now based on the science of your body.